Okay, so as we move from first quarter to second quarter, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about your ambition in this class. We have uh, three more opportunities for you to design some independent projects for yourself. And what I've noticed, especially looking this weekend and grading and trying to figure out where we're at moving forward, I think we can make more um, with our time. And so, thinking about that, I kind of wrote down some things that I think will help guide you in terms of where you should be setting your own expectations. So, the first one would be scale. A lot of the projects that I've seen have been pretty small. Um, and with a week's worth of time to work on a project, three class periods, some of them 90 minutes, one of them a little bit shorter, I think we could all agree that if you were doing, say, a coil pot and stacking four coils on top of one another in 90 minutes would be kind of a basic sort of expectation. And that would mean that you'd be getting up to around 10 inches. Or if you're building with slabs, that you might make slabs that approach the size, of a piece of paper. That working that size would be reasonable, at this point. So we're looking for that, somewhere around 10 inches when you're hand building, uh, depending on how detailed things are. That's the next thing, like these are student pieces and they show a lot of ambition in terms of the size of the piece, but also the amount of interest in the surface and the way that it's constructed. So your craftsmanship and your detail, you want to give yourself an adequate challenge. Your edges should be clean. If you're doing a simple form, it should be elegant and look like you care about how it was constructed because it's simple. Or if it's complex, it should be really loaded. It should have some consideration for creating that visual interest that draws us in to pieces. Now, if you're on the wheel, a lot of people have been working on the wheel, and first quarter, getting something off the wheel and getting it finished and trimmed is a good goal. But as we're moving forward now, we want to start pushing ourselves a little bit more, not just making the same form over and over or waiting till the end and making something simple. So if you're on the wheel for a week, you should be able to get one thing each day. And that would be three things. You can try to mix it up and do different sorts of forms, or you can try to kind of like master a simple form, like lots and lots of a bowl form. And if you're doing that, then the goals that you would probably set for yourself would be, how tall can I make this? How thin or light can I make this? How symmetrical can I make this? But think about adding lids or altering the form, adding handles. What do you want to make and hang in there? More than one session, one day out of the week. And you think, well, I want to do more work, but I don't know what to do, Mr. Walter. Well, where do I get my ideas? Art history is a great place to look. And when I say that, I don't just mean books, but doing a Pinterest search. There are a million videos on YouTube of people making things out of clay. Here's a Pinterest page that I just copied and pasted with some little wall hanging flower vases that I thought were cool, cups that had little pointed bottoms. So just looking at what people are putting out there right now online could be a way of getting some things started. Thinking about your environment. What do you see around you, whether it's clay or whether it's politics? Do you want to make a couple of screaming heads, in response to debates or protests? Or do you look outside and you see the leaves changing color and think, oh, I could trace leaves onto a slab and cut them out and make a colander out of that or something? And then actually, the work itself, sometimes, we're starting on a piece and you do something and, all of a sudden you get a new idea. But if we aren't getting ourselves started each day, then we're never going to have those great new ideas. So making good use of your time, you know, taking advantage of the time that you have. You're lucky to get a chance to come in and try something each day. Uh, so let's redouble our efforts. Try to like really think about what you could do with this freedom that I'm awarding you on these independent projects. Um, and then really follow through with that good work ethic that's going to make your pieces more exciting. So I'm going to exit out of this and stop this video. And I'm excited to see what you come up with.